Bonjour mon petit chifle, Amber here, and welcome to my March book vlog. Last month I started, if you don't know, I started vlogging as I read, and then I do the review of said book at the end of the vlog. Last month I read Caravel by Stephanie Garber. This month I am starting with Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. So this should be fun. I've been looking forward to this book for a long time. I've been putting it off for a while too. I don't know a lot about the book going into it. I'm 40 pages in now, and basically what I've gathered from reading the synopsis is that it's about a girl named Aza, and the book deals with a lot with the spiral of her mental health. Like I just said, I'm 40 pages in right now. The book starts with Aza at school and at lunch in school, and she's panicking about her health. And honestly, as someone who has a lot of health anxiety, I felt that in my soul to the point where I'm like clenching my knuckles and had to physically stop myself from going myself onto WebMD. From there, she and her best friend Daisy involved themselves in this investigation where this kid's dad basically was about to get arrested for fraud, I think. And he's missing. And there's a big reward for anyone that knows anything and helps find them. And it turns out Aza knew the kid when they were younger. They went to camp together for kids who have lost a parent. Thank God my mom never tried to send me to one of those camps. Anyway, so Daisy convinces Aza to basically try to refriend the kid Davis and figure out where his dad is to get the reward money, which will help them both college-wise and future-wise. So that's basically where I'm at right now. Also, still no references to the Turtles. Is this the first time John Green has written from the point of view of a girl? Okay, can I please read this part? I'm really not looking to date anyone. This is, I know people often say that when secretly looking for a romantic partner, but I meant it. I definitely felt attracted to some people, and I liked the idea of being with someone, but the actual mechanics of it didn't much suit my talents. Parts of typical romantic relationships that made me anxious included 1. Kissing. 2. Having to say the right things to avoid hurt feelings. 3. Saying more wrong things while trying to apologize. 4. Being at a movie theater together and feeling obligated to hold hands even after your hands become sweaty and the sweat starts mixing together. And 5. The part where they say, "What are you thinking about?" And they want you to be like, "I'm thinking about you, darling." But you're actually thinking about how cows literally could not survive if it weren't for the bacteria in their guts. And how that sort of means that cows do not exist as independent life forms. But that's not really something you can say out loud. So you're ultimately forced to choose between lying and seeming weird. And now I'm convinced that I wrote this book. Hello, yes, I know what I look like. Okay. I also feel awful. But I did want to pop in to say that Aza and Daisy are going deeper and deeper into this investigation, and Daisy's trying to push Aza onto poor little Davis, and my poor boy is just sad and lonely and trying to protect his little brother, and he's texting her about the stars and this poor kid. Hello, I'm about to leave, but I wanted to say this last night. Actually, I don't remember what I wanted to say. I should have done this last night. Aza was meeting with her therapist, and her therapist was asking her if she wanted to try CBT, again, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, and the way she explained, how when she did it the first time, she was really afraid to do it. I'm like, wow, yeah, that's what it is. It's honestly how I felt when I started doing cognitive therapy. So, this book is very relatable. Hello. I am currently watching Versailles. I've just started the second season of Versailles, but I am also currently 135 pages in, and first things first, I need a Davis Pickett in my life. But second, I'm currently at this part where can you please hold on? Aza's talking to her mom, and this part where her mom goes, first of all, my mom's running water. Her mom, like, you're alright, I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. And that part just really reminds me of So Big, So Small from Dear Evan Hansen. At the end where Heidi goes, your mom's not going anywhere, your mom's staying right here. And that made me a little emotional. Oh, and then Aza's saying how she hates hurting her mom and making her feel helpless, and I relate to that a lot. And that's the thing about this book. There's like a lot. It's a weird thing reading this book. There's so much that, like, reading it sometimes makes me like physically cringe and like physically uncomfortable, but it's also just really good. I don't know if that makes sense, but I need to actually hunker down because I want to finish this really soon. It's like 10 o'clock and I'm just now actually making a full commitment to read today. Wait. So Daisy just got a car and she's named it Liam. So now we have their cars, Harold and Liam. Can I ask John Green why he's attacking me like this? Sir? I just have to pop in really quick to inform you all that I am Twitter famous. So remember when I was freaking out, like in the last clip, about John Green basically being a One Direction fangirl? I tweeted about it, and my notifications have been blowing up for the past like hour because John liked and replied to my tweet. And I mean, one, that's, I mean, first of all, iconic. What? John Green's like one of my favorite authors. So, two, John Green is a One Direction fangirl, confirmed. Because my tweet was exactly what I said. I said, excuse me, but the main character of this book has a car named Harold, and her BFF just named her new car Liam. Stop attacking me at John Green with this cute little leery gif. He goes, I almost named Davis's father Larry, but though that might be too much. Sir. Okay. But yeah, I just wanted to pop in and confirm that John Green is a 1D fangirl. Thank you and good night. So I'm at the point where Aza is reading Daisy's fanfic and just, Daisy, no, honey. Also, subtlety is key. Hello, so first things first, I am halfway through the second to last episode of this season of Versailles. Second things second, we just finished watching, not too long ago, about an hour ago, finished watching the finale of part one of the Bachelor finale, and I Want to Fight Ari. Oh my god, he's trash, and I kind of don't want to watch the show anymore. But what I wanted to say is that I am 245 pages in this book, and we're just getting to the title, title reference. 245 pages. I've been spending this whole time like, okay, where are the turtles? Why are turtles going all the way down? What's happening? But I am almost in this book, and I finally get it. Who's texting me? So, also, I just got a new bookmark, and how cute is this? Cute little Alice in Wonderland bookmark. And also, Alice looks exactly like my friend Jackie. So there's that. What else? Look at that. My dude. Well, it is 1:54. I'm at 154 a.m. Okay. And I've just finished reading my favorite John Green book. And I don't know if you can tell, my face feels really hot. And like, you can't see that I just recently was like on the verge of crying. Just the last page really choked me up. I don't have words right now, but just, you know, like when you just know a book's gonna stick with you. That's where I'm at. So I have to go to sleep because I have to get up in the morning. But turtles all the way down. Okay, so this is the story of 16-year-old Aza, who struggles with obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, and also an anxiety disorder. And it's the story of the downward spiral of her mental health. In the midst of that, she is also just trying to be a 16-year-old girl. She is trying to be a good best friend to her best friend. Okay, Daisy. She is trying to navigate her new relationship with a reconnected old friend, Davis. She and Daisy are trying to solve the mystery of Davis's billionaire father's disappearance and get the reward money. And all these things which should come easily to her don't, because she is controlled by her thoughts and compulsions. First things first, it feels so good to hold another John Green book in my hand. It's been so long. Guys, so as you saw from the vlog of me reading it, I love this book. I have had such a great time reading it. I think, I don't know how many times I've already said it, but this has absolutely become my favorite John Green book. I think this book is very, very important. Like I said in my book haul when I first got this book, I think it's very important to keep producing pieces of art that shed a light on mental illness and the realities of it, and especially written from someone who suffers with said mental illness. Especially, I think we've read books about anxiety or depression, and I'm not trying to lessen that in any sort of way, because it's absolutely 100% important. This is actually the first book that I've read where the main character dealt with OCD and also a lot of like health anxieties. It's very insightful, because the perception that we see in like TV or I don't know, movies where it's clearly not written by someone who has never actually dealt with it is different, I'll say. This book really, really resonated with me as someone who does struggle with their own mental illness. A lot of it resonated with me. Did I say that already? Did I say resonated twice in a row? I did. I'm sweating. And even if I don't actually deal with the same struggles as Aza, I don't know, I just say it, I felt it. I was reading a lot. I was like, yeah, I get that. Yeah, wow, I see a lot of myself and stuff I've said or felt or been through in this character, in this story. I also love the writing. I love the characters. The one thing I didn't absolutely love, it's not that I didn't love it, it's just we could have worked on it a little bit, was the fact that I don't want to say the speed with which a relationship bloomed. And of course it's a John Green book, we're expecting some sort of romance, whether it's one-sided or not. In this case it wasn't, but you know you know. But I felt like one minute, hey, you're sneaking, hey, you're snooping, and now we're kind of like, we're dating? What? But I liked Davis. I liked the fact that he wasn't like, I like that these characters are flawed and everyone just seemed real. I'm off the tripod. I just remembered something I wanted to say. When I said a lot of it resonated with me, to the point where I found some of it like difficult to read, not in a poorly written way, just like to the point where I was actually cringing and like I felt very uncomfortable reading it, because you're essentially you're in Aza's head, so you are going through all of it with her, and sometimes that's a lot. I keep having thoughts, I'm sorry. One thing I wanted to say also, that I appreciate the fact that when I was saying that the characters are flawed, like there are times where, a lot of the times actually, where Daisy, her best friend, is actually kind of awful, but at the same time I think it's realistic that she's not always understanding of what Aza's going through. She's not always, she kind of wants, I guess, she wants attention on her. She wants that attention from Aza. And I think that's really realistic, that sometimes it can be overwhelming, and the way that's portrayed. Also, I did want to put this in when I was talking about Davis and the progression of their relationship. I do very much appreciate the fact that it's not one of those stories where, oh my god, she gets a boyfriend and then suddenly she's cured, suddenly her mental illness doesn't exist anymore. In fact, I appreciate the fact that Davis kind of is forced to the back burner because of what she's going through. I think I've covered all my thoughts in the book, whether in the vloggy part or in this part. Definitely read it. I think, like I said, it's an important read. It's a really good read. I read it at the right time, when I think I read it at the right time. I needed to read it now, and I'm gonna probably gift it to a bunch of people. I've already given it to my sister, so I hope you've read it, Hillary. Last thing, I promise. I just wanted to close with saying I just love John Green. I love the way he writes, his usage of words. He just has a way with words, and I'm very thankful for his books. And I don't think words can properly express how much this book actually means to me, and how much I loved reading it, and how soon I plan on rereading it. Please don't ever stop providing me with joy and heartbreak. So, the next books I wanted to read are A Wrinkle in Time, because the movie just came out, I think yesterday. I wanted to have been done reading it before the movie, but I'm not going to the movies anytime soon, so I have time. And Water for Elephants, those are the last two books in my March TBR. Both of those books have been left at my aunt's house. That's fantastic, and because Elsa is causing a scene outside in the middle of yet another snowstorm. I'm sorry, I just got irrationally angry at the weather. I won't be getting those books anytime soon, so in the meantime, while it's snowing, I'm probably going to just, where'd I put it? Try to get through some more of Any Human Heart, which I've been reading since December. I like it. I don't know why I said it in that tone. I really like it. I just have been taking my time with it. So that's probably what you'll see next in this video, because it's still early in March, so I can actually continue this read with me. I don't know if any of that made sense. I'm sorry. You should be used to that by now. So we're back. The next book that I'm starting is A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I found this book on sale at Target, and I had to pick it up because the movie just came out. I wanted to have finished reading it before the movie came out so I could go see it. I vaguely remember having read this in like middle school or something, maybe before that, but I don't remember enough of the book. I don't remember it at all, actually, so I want to reread it before I watch the movie. I'm so excited to see the movie. It looks absolutely amazing. It looks beautiful. Also, I absolutely love every single person in that movie. Oprah, Reese, Mindy, Chris Pine. So hopefully it's a tiny book. I'll hopefully breeze through it. Like I said, the movie came out I think 2 days ago. I wanted to have seen it by now, and because we are leaving in less than a week to go to Vancouver, I'm not sure if I will be able to see it until we get back, unless we go to the movies in Canada, because I really need to make sure I'm saving for any last minute things I have to get for the trip, and like bus passes and stuff once I get to Canada. So I'm so sorry that my hair looks like this. It's in a state it desperately needs to be washed. I should have said that first. Hello. So I just got in from the mall. I had to do some last minute things for the trip, but I did get quite a bit of reading done, and I'm not sure. The more I read it, the more I'm confused. Like, did I read this book? I don't know if I read this book. I feel like I definitely read, because you remember in elementary school, we had the big English textbook that had like parts of different books in it, and you know, that's what we read out loud, and Popcorn read out loud. I feel like I read maybe a part or pieces of this book, but I definitely don't know if I read the whole book. But it's really cute. So far, we have met Mrs. Whatsit, and we have met Mrs. Who I believe that's in the book, in the movie, Oprah and Reese Witherspoon's characters. As I'm reading, I realize, what is it, Miss Who or Mrs. Who speaks in, I guess, quotes and phrases, like, not phrases, that doesn't make sense, but quotes, and actually I've bookmarked some that I want to write down. This is the wrong page. I marked the wrong page. Please hold. Le cours assez récent que la raison ne connaît point. My French is so rusty. Oh no. I can already hear how that sounded out loud and I'm cringing. Let me try that again. Le cours assez récent que la raison ne connaît point.
That's not good.
Which means, it's a Pascal quote, "The heart has its reason, whereof reason knows nothing." I really like that quote. I'm probably going to write that down somewhere really, really soon. But it's freezing, and it was freezing outside, and I'm really tired, so I need to defrost a little bit before I dive back into the book. But I am really trying to finish it within the next day or so. So, like, is Calvin her boyfriend? One, did they just meet like 3.5 minutes ago? Two, aren't they infants? Cute. Okay, I have to take a break because I have to do my Italian lesson. So, BRB. So I have a cap on my head because I'm deep treating my hair. I mean, also I generally wear a cap when I'm in bed, but anyway. I realized that I haven't told you guys that I finished reading A Wrinkle in Time last night. It was really, really cute, and I will most likely do my proper review of it, even though it's going to be really short, later when I'm more presentable. But I just thought I'd pop in because I haven't done any other updates because I've been basically reading non-stop. I read it in like 2 days. So alrighty, let's speed through this because I am exhausted and I still have to wash my hair, eat dinner, and wash my hair. A Wrinkle in Time. This is the story of a young girl named Meg whose father has disappeared. He is a scientist and he has just up and disappeared. Everyone outside of the family assumes that he's dead. Meg and her younger brother Charles Wallace are very much outsiders. people think they're very dumb and stupid and stunted in their development. They're both sort of outsiders in their family as well. Long story short, they get visited by the three Mrs. Mrs. Who, Mrs. What's-It, and Mrs. Which in the movie are Reese Witherspoon, Oprah, and Mindy Kaling, not in that order. And they are whisked off to find her father, to save not just him, but also our solar system and our planet, our solar system, and other solar systems from the darkness, from it. I don't have a ton to say about this book. I am convinced that, like I said earlier, if I did read it, it was a very small portion in like one of those the little reading books we had in elementary school. But I really do love this story. It's the story essentially of the family and the power of unconditional love, and also staying true to yourself and the power in your own identity, and sort of also finding strength and gifts within your flaws, or things that you think are your flaws. But yeah, like I said, I really, really like this story. It's really, really cute. I think the message is very important, especially for the age group that it's targeted towards, and I'm really, really excited to see the movie. This is definitely the type of story that I will be making sure that my hypothetical future children read. So next up, because your girl loves Reese Witherspoon, apparently, I actually did this without even realizing it. The next book that I'm going to read is Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen, and this is the book I'll probably be taking with me to Vancouver, so I'll be reading it a lot on the trip if I have time to get any reading done. And I'm really, really excited because I really love this movie, and I love Reese Witherspoon, like I said. I just posted a picture on my Bookstagram of both of these books, and in the caption I was like, I wish I had Wild to complete the trifecta, so adding that to my TBR. Hi, hello. I am home from Vancouver. I've been home for 2 days, and I realized I haven't posted a book, filmed a book update in a very long time. So like I said, I was in Vancouver for 5 days, and I took Water for Elephants with me, and I haven't really gotten anywhere in it. I am on page 8 because I've been listening to Misery on Audible. I downloaded Audible so I could listen to something on the flight that would help me get through the flight, and I figured the first book should be Misery because I've been trying to read that book for like 3 years now, and somehow I just couldn't get into it reading the physical copy of it. And have been listening. That was what I was listening to the trip. I'm out in the shower, in the tub, getting ready in the morning in the shower, and before bed, and on transit and whatever. And I have 3 more chapters left, and it's intense. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, I've also fallen asleep several times to the audiobook and just woken up very confused because, like, mainly on the plane, I didn't know I was asleep, and then I woke up as we're landing. I was like, I missed about an hour of this, but I can just fill it in. But yeah, that's where we're at. We'll see how much progress I can make with this book in the next week. I should be done Misery in like a day or 2. Great. Hi, it's been a very, very long time since I have done an update. As you can see, I'm very, very close to finishing Water for Elephants. I'm in the home stretch to finish this for this month. And honestly, it's so good. This is the most I've read in a month in so long. I love this book so much. It's all practically identical to the movie, which I love. I always love when a book holds true to the book that it's adapted from. Well, I'm about to watch American Assassin, starring the love of my life, Dylan O'Brien. But yeah, I have pretty much breezed through this, and I've loved every second of it. I don't think I haven't read a lot of books that take place during the Great Depression, so that kind of adds sort of a darkness to it, and just the way the animals and the people are treated. I'm excited to finish it, and then obviously as soon as I finish, I'm gonna watch the movie. So. Hi, hello. So I just finished reading Water for Elephants. I'm very happy. I loved it so much.
You're going down.
And as soon as Scandal goes off, I will be back to give all of my thoughts on the book, finish this video, wrap this video up, and also share my April TBR. So, BRB. Okay, so I just finished Water for Elephant, like I just said, and I love it. You can see, I hate holding it up because it's gotten so beat up from my backpack from the trip. But anyway. If you don't know, if you haven't seen the movie, one, you should. This story is the story of Jacob Jankowski, who at the beginning of the story was about to take his finals to become a veterinarian at Cornell. As he is sitting down to take his finals, he finds out that his parents have been killed in a car accident. The book takes place during the Great Depression, so as he's left orphaned, he is also left with absolutely nothing. The bank has reclaimed all of his family's possessions, and basically he runs away. He jumps a train and without his knowledge basically joins the circus. And this is the story of his time working the Benzini brothers' most spectacular show on earth, taking care of the animals. He does eventually help train the elephant Rosie, and I guess his relationships with the workers and performers in the show. At the same time, the storyline alternates between the past in the 20s and current day, where Jacob's now like 93, he's in a nursing home, and he's basically coming to terms with his age and who he is now. Majority of the plot is a flashback of him remembering his past. I love this book. I love this book so much. I love the movie so much, and this book is practically the movie. Shout out to the writers and director of the movie, because it holds so true to the book. That I really have nothing negative to say about it. Actually, it's not negative, but I actually could have done without the constant, not flashbacks, but flash ups, I don't know, the bits with current Jacob, and just been in the story of the past. I understand why it was necessary. I understand it's actually the story of him dealing with his aging and whatever, but I was into the circus bits, and it's so wild. I read a lot of like historical fiction books, but I don't think I've really actually read any books that take place during the Great Depression, except for maybe Kit Kittredge, the American Girl books. And honestly, I don't think I read the books. I was a Samantha girl. That's a story for another day. It's just really interesting, and it kind of adds like a sort of darkness, a grittiness to the story. A lot, actually, especially when it comes to the circus and how the performers and first of all, the difference with class, the performers versus the workers were treated, how the animals were treated. Oh, I hated that so much. I mean, obviously you know how circus animals were treated, and that's why people have protested the Ringling Brothers for ages. And like, I used to love going to the Ringling Brothers circus though, until I got old enough to actually understand how the animals, especially the elephants, were treated. And elephants are some of my favorite animals, like if not my favorite animals, which is another thing I loved so much about this book, was Rosie, and how she was just a character of her own, and just how you see how intelligent and how empathetic elephants are, and they're just great, amazing, beautiful creatures. And my girl Rosie came through at the end. So anyway, that was Water for Elephants. You should really read it. You should also really watch the movie, especially if, like me, there will always be a part of your heart that belongs to Robert Pattinson. I also love Reese Witherspoon. Oh, side note that has nothing to do with anything, but I did just mention Robert Pattinson. I think it's hilarious that 2 of his maybe biggest movies, one are both based on books, and really, and both books, the character that he plays is a redhead, but I don't think he was a redhead in either of them. I think in the first Twilight movie, they made his hair that awful shade of orange, but I think they just lightened it for the rest of them. Actually, I really need to watch Twilight. But that is Water for Elephants again, and those are all the books that I read this month. These are the most books I read in a month in such a long time. And hopefully that momentum keeps going. I say hopefully very, very aggressively because Camp NaNoWriMo is starting on Sunday, and for some reason I'm attempting it again, which means I'll be writing all through April, even though I have a very stocky TBR for April. For April, I am hoping to read 5 books. Oh, Jesus. 6 if you count the audiobook that I've already started listening to. I've started listening to, it's called The Girl with All the Gifts. I'm not that far into it, maybe like 5 minutes into it. I'm listening to an Audible, obviously. Okay. But I also plan on reading, okay, all of these, oh, not all of them, 3 out of the 5 are brand new acquirements, and I'm super, super excited. I am hoping to read Sight Witch by Susan Dennard. Y'all know how I feel about the Witchlands series, and I'm so excited to crack into this. I love this story. I love Susan's writing. Next, I plan on reading To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. This is a book about, is she a mermaid or a siren? A siren princess who is killing a bunch of princesses. It sounds like a dark twist on The Little Mermaid, and we all know how I feel, 1, on twists on classic stories, and 2, dark twists on classic stories, which is basically why I started watching Once Upon a Time back in the day. Ooh, I just teared up a little bit. Next, I also plan on reading The Power by Naomi Alderman. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. This is, if you don't know, this is a book about it's kind of like a dystopian novel about what happens when women acquire the power to electrocute people by touch. Yes. The next book is the book I'm absolutely most excited about. It's Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. First of all, can we discuss how absolutely gorgeous this cover is? Whew, hold on. I want to show you the actual, like, the cover without the dust jacket on too. What? Oh, I'm so excited. This book is a West African inspired fantasy novel. Let me say it again. A West African inspired fantasy novel. Come through, Black Girl Magic. It's about Zélie remembers when her land was filled with magic, but she also remembers when the magic disappeared from the land. And basically it's the story, I believe this is a multiple point of view story, but it's the story of her, and she teams up with a runaway princess, and they are on a quest to restore magic into the land. And honestly, I'm so here for this. In fact, I was watching an interview with the author where she described the book. I think she said it's like Black Panther something. It was like something and Black Panther. I was like, yes. And please hold, I'm gonna come right back because I actually didn't get the last book. Okay. All right. And the last book that I want to read this in April, I don't know if I'm going to get around to it because I've already shown you a hefty reading list. And this is a reread. I've read this book so many times. I am hoping to read Twilight for like the 4th or 5th time in my life. there's not much to say about this. I reread this book a few times. It's actually been quite a few years since the last time I read it. And I've been saying that I want to reread and see if I like it as much as I used to. And by like it, I mean New Moon through Breaking Dawn. Every time I've reread the series, after like the first 2 times, I've skipped this book. I skipped the movie when I watch it, but I've kind of fallen into a Twilight black hole that I don't know how to get out of. Breaking Dawn was on the other day, part 2, and I don't know what it sparked in me, but I want to marathon all of them, and then I want to go on to watch all the other movies Robert Pattinson was in. I don't know why my R. Pats fangirl has clawed her way out of the grave, especially when I was on Team Jacob. I'm in a state, but I'm gonna reread Twilight and then the rest of them. Why? So that's this month's read with me. Thank you for watching, especially if you got all the way through. You are a champion. If you, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 is on. Anyway, if you like this video, please give this a thumbs up. If you like me, feel free to subscribe. All my places are down here, so you can follow me and I'll follow you back. What? And I'll see you soon. Later, peaches.